Okay, we're back. Hi everyone, it's Tawney. I was trying to film this just a couple seconds ago, but a train went by and it was super loud, as you can tell. And I have a package that I wanted to open, but I didn't think I'd be able to do it with one hand. So I opened it already. I got a package from ColourPop. Yay! I love getting packages from ColourPop, although they take like 10 years to get here. So that's kind of the bad thing. But I ordered a couple different lip products from ColourPop. This is the lip crayon Just a Tint in Gimme S'more. I believe this is the one that Angelica Oaks, I think it's Oaks, Angelica here on YouTube, she used in a video, and she's like, I love this so much, it's so great. I'm hoping I like it. I'm not sure if it'll be my thing, but I'm hoping I end up making it my thing. And then I also got one of their lippy sticks. If I can open it one-handed. Let's see. I'm making a mess. And it was from their Sandstone collection, their newest collection. And this is in the shade Hike House. Sorry, guys. Yeah, this in Hike House. I think the packaging is really cute. I know they've gotten in a little bit of trouble over this recent release. I'm not sure if I'm going to do a video using the palette because of all the drama going on around it. I don't want to do anything like offensive or say anything that I shouldn't say, or not so much like get myself in trouble, but I just don't want to like hurt anyone's feelings or like upset anyone. And then I also got the cream gel liner in Bay Breeze, and I'm really excited about this. I'm not super familiar with ColourPop's lip formulas. I know I don't really care for the satin or matte liquid lips, just because they're just not my thing. And it also came with a free travel bag, which I might give as a Christmas present because I don't need any more travel bags, because I got the ones that I like and I don't need any more. And I also got this card, and it says, you're looking fab-boo-less for, Halloween. That was a little cringy, but I like these cards, and I like when they say stuff that's like encouraging or positive or like cute, but in like a good way. Sometimes they send stuff and they're a little bit like, ugh, like I don't want that. But I like the ones that are nice and encouraging, because then I can put them up and like feel good about seeing them. And then of course I got the Sandstone palette, and I'm going to show you what it looks like. Here's the outer packaging. I'm excited about the colors of the palette. Let's point that out. I liked it because of the colors. I'm never super crazy about the way they do the packaging or the theme around the palettes. Like that's not something that like really entices me to get something. Although if ColourPop ever comes out with something Powerpuff Girls themed, I'm going to be buying it just because it's Powerpuff Girls. Not because like regardless of colors or whatnot. Although I'll be really disappointed if they screw it up, because they didn't really do a great job with the Hocus Pocus palette. But I do like the colors in it. I just don't think they're like fitting for the movie. But here's the Sandstone palette. I really like a lot of the browns and the more like warm tones. I'm not feeling the greens, but I feel like Desert Sky, because it has a little bit more of like that iridescent purpley, I could make it work. But I'm not sure if I'll talk about that in a video. Let me know in the comment section down below if you think that's something I should mention, or if I should just let it go and just not review it, because I definitely don't want to hurt anyone's feelings or offend anyone or make people feel like they weren't heard, if that makes sense. I'm currently in my kitchen, as you can tell from the mess behind me, and for dinner tonight I have to make something quick because I have a wellness class that I've been taking for the last 2 Tuesdays. This will be 3rd Tuesday, and it starts at 6. So I want to have my dinner done and ready and sitting down, like somewhat eaten a little bit, because I don't like to eat in this class, because it's more of like relaxation and talking about how your week's been, how like what activities you've been doing to try and help your mental health and your anxiety and whatnot. And I just don't think eating in that is appropriate or like helpful for me. But I am making the Oriental stir fry. It's from Fuchsia. I believe you can buy this at Aldi. They have this one, and then they have a teriyaki stir fry, which has lo mein noodles in it. But this was just the one that I got. We're currently doing a food giveaway at my office. Like, not really a giveaway, but like to our clients, we're giving them food to try and help them out, because like right now is a hard time and people might not have a chance to like access food or like not have the means to get food. So we're trying to help them out, and we've been getting from Aldi, and the food's been really like nice and healthy. And then any of the extra stuff we kind of divide between all of us at work, and just like whoever wants it can take it, kind of a thing. And I got that bag that week, so so I got 2 of these, but I am down to 1 because I already used the one, and the first one was great. I love stir fry Chinese food, anything that's like with the little tiny corn and the little what is it, the chestnut things, potato chestnut things, the little round clear almost white things that, like, you know what I'm talking about. My sister knows exactly, like, she was like, oh, it has those in it. But yeah, those water chestnuts, it has those in it. So I'm like really excited, and it'll taste really good. And anything with like, I'm more of a soy sauce over teriyaki sauce type person, but I'm really excited about it. So that's what I'm gonna be making for dinner. And then I have some leftover chicken that I'm gonna cut up and like mix into, just to kind of like give it a little bit more depth and like put my own twist on it. And then I'm also, in my work cup, you can see where I work, I'm going to be making green tea with mint and honey, because that's what I'm in the mood for, and that's what I had to take to work with me today. But yeah, I can see all my clocks are off because apparently a limb fell, and I just now noticed that my power's back on, so that's great. I like it when the power goes out when I'm not at work, because then I don't have to deal with it, but then I also have to deal with turning the clocks and like resetting them, and I hate doing that. Because when I lived back at my parents' house, for some reason the upstairs never needed reset. Like anytime the power went out, I never had to worry about my clock unless it stayed off for like a long period of time. But if it was just like a quick off on, it only affected the downstairs, like the living room and the kitchen, which was kind of unfortunate because that's where all of the electronics were. And like if anything happened, like if something blew, then like there's our fridge or there's our stove or something. So like that's the problem. But everything's blinking different times, and I was told earlier that the power had gone off, and I was like, great, this is what I get to do when I get home, is reset all the clocks and hope that I know what time it is. And thankfully I have Alexas, so they can help me figure out what time it is. I previously filmed a vlog, but I think I'm going to delete it and just talk about it in this one, because I feel like my vlogs are just like me ranting about stuff and not so much talking about things that are like fun to talk about, if that makes sense. Like I just kind of like whine and complain and like grumble and stuff. But in that previous vlog that I had filmed, I talked about how my car had gone kind of kaput. And I don't want to say it like broke, it crashed, it like died, whatever. It didn't really do that. Excuse me, my bra strap's falling. But Saturday night I was driving it, and I noticed about 2 miles from where I left, from where my apartment is to where I was at, my car, like, I hit the gas and it like took a while to move. And I was like, this is not normal, but maybe I'm just like not hitting the gas enough, because I know sometimes if you don't, like, you think you're hitting it hard enough but you're really not, and then your car's not moving. So then I was like, let me try, you know, driving it a little bit, and none of the lights were on, so I was like, okay, maybe it's just me, because if none of the lights are on, your car's fine, like, right? At least I want to think it is. So I drove my car a little bit further, and I got to another like stop sign slash light. It was more of a light. The first one was a stop sign, and I got to the light, and the car in front of me wasn't going very fast. It wasn't one to like, when the light turns green, hit the gas and go. It was more like, okay, we're gonna trudge along and like we're gonna make it there. And they weren't really in a big hurry. Meanwhile, I'm trying to figure out what's going on with my car. And then also the car behind me was tailgating me like ridiculously, like to the point that like, and it doesn't give me road rage, but it makes me like want to like speed on, like hit the gas and floor it and get away from them. You know what I mean? Like I was just so irritated, and it, like I wanted to get where I was going. That's pretty much the whole point. That's like with me going anywhere, because my anxiety like spikes when I'm in the car and stuff. So I hit the gas there, and it was fine, but I wasn't going fast enough to notice if there was anything wrong with my car, because the car in front of me was not going fast enough for me to like have noticed. Because in that area the speed limit's 30, but most people go like 40, and I think that's the whole reason they left it at 30, is so people could go a little bit faster and no one gets, you know, it's just like the unwritten rule is you can go 40 and through there. So we were going like 30, 35, whatever. And then I get to the bottom of, there's like an intersection where you can go straight or you can go up a bridge. And I was going up a bridge because of where I was going, where I was headed to. So I was at the light there, and it turned green right whenever I was like about to stop. So I floored it because I'm like, I'm going to test my car, see if I can get it up this hill. Like, I'll know if anything's wrong if I can't make it up the hill. And my car worked fine. And I was like, okay, this is great. Like, nothing's wrong. I was playing music. I was like jamming out. I think I was listening to like Drake at that point. I don't remember. So then I get to the bottom, like I'm coming down that hill, and I start to notice my car's being a little weird. And then the check engine light comes on, and then the light for where, like, if you hydroplane and your car skids, how it has like the little tire lines, that came on. And mind you, it was not raining. It had not rained in days. Everything was so dry, there's no reason that light should have come on. So I was like panicking, like, oh my gosh, what's going on? So then I'm thinking, okay, I'm halfway to where I need to be. If I can just get there, I'll be okay. Because there really wasn't anywhere safe to pull off. Like, it wasn't the worst part of town, but it definitely wasn't the best. It was like on the verge of being terrible. Like, if that makes sense. Like, I was on like the better, like the line of where, like, you know, it gets bad and you're here and here's like the good part. And I was like right here. So I got to, there was the light at the bottom of the hill. I made it through that. I made it through the second light. I think they were all green. Made it through the third light. And that's when I noticed my car was not moving. And I was like, I don't think I can go any further without getting like broken down the middle of the road. And that wasn't going to happen to me. No. I'm not like gonna, you know, I'm smart enough to know not to break down the middle of the road if I can help it. Especially if my car still like somewhat functions. So I pulled over into a parking lot, but there was a sign right in front of where I parked that said, parking for blank blank business only. And I was thinking, oh my gosh, I'm not really allowed to park here. But then I'm thinking, it's on the weekend and it's after like regular work hours. You know, it was like 10 o'clock. No, it was like 8:30, 9 o'clock at night. Like, it really wasn't that late, but it was still like, I don't think they would have cared, but it still worried me because I'm not the type of person to like park where I'm not supposed to park kind of a thing. Other than like if I'm running somewhere real quick and I'll be right back to my car kind of a thing, whatever. So then I call my dad and I'm like, look, my car's doing this. These lights are on. I don't know what to do. Like, help me figure this out. My dad is not a mechanic. So that's basically like calling me for help with like a dental problem. I know nothing about teeth and I can't help you there. Like, I can tell you there's teeth in your mouth and you need to brush them. And that's kind of where it ends. Like, that's all I know. So he's like, well, can your car go in reverse? And I said, yeah, it goes in reverse, but I wasn't hitting the gas because I didn't really have a whole lot of room to move my car at. But I was like, yeah, it moves in reverse. And he said, can you go forward? Do you have room that you can move forward? So I moved it forward a little bit and I said, yeah, it works, but the lights are still on. My car's still being weird. I haven't turned it off because I'm afraid if I turn it off, it won't turn back on. And not that that would have been the worst thing, but I didn't want that to happen. So then he's like, okay, see if you can drive it. So I pull out of this parking lot where I was fine. And my car doesn't go. So I managed to get it about 10 feet and then pulled off. But on this road, it's a fairly busy road. It's one of like the busier ones in town because it's how you get in and out of like the majority of the town pretty much. There's, on the right side, you can go this way and there's no shoulder. There's like train tracks. There's like a little fencing thing and train tracks. And on the left side, there's the road and then there's a shoulder, but it's not a very like safe shoulder, and I definitely wasn't in the best part of town either. I was getting into worse part of town, but it was more like a busier part, so that's, you know, figure, you know, good or bad, I don't know. Figure that out on your own, you know, think of that however you think. Well, then I pull over and I'm still on the phone with my dad and I'm like, I'm not moving. I was like, my car is not moving and I need help. I'm like, can you come help me? Can you come get me? I don't want to be here, whatever. So I had my four-ways on and I had my lights on because it's like dark and I didn't want to get hit because my car had already had some damage to it. And I'm just thinking, I'm sitting in my car, I don't want to get hit. I left my seatbelt on because I'm just thinking, like, if somebody does hit me, I want to at least be a little bit protected because I've seen the vow. I know what happens to Rachel McAdams' character. Sorry for the spoiler. It's not much, but sorry for it. So they're like, okay, we're on our way. Longest car ride for my parents, and it's like a 10-minute car ride from where they were to where I was at. So then they get there, and we can't figure out what's going on. We called AAA. They gave us a 2-hour wait to when someone could come with a tow truck to move us 2 miles to where we needed to take the car to get it fixed. So we're like, no. We called someone, and my ex-best friend's dad is a tow person. He has his own towing company. So we called and we're like, hey, we're so-and-so's parents and we're here and we need help with Tawney's car and blah, blah, blah. So they came and whatever, and we paid and got it taken there, whatever. So then we went in Monday because, of course, nothing's open on the weekend, and cars don't break down on the weekends. In case you didn't know, these things don't happen. You don't need help with your car until Monday morning, which blows my mind. Honestly, you get so much business from working on the weekends and overnight, but nobody cares. So then we go in and I'm like, look, my car's doing this. Can you look at it? Can you fix it? Like, we need this taken care of. I use my car every week for work. I go 80 miles a week just with delivering these food bags for my clients. And I don't mind doing it. I like being in my car. I listen to my podcast. I listen to music. I talk to myself. I drive around and see whatever's going on in town, like, because I drive all over the county and from like one end to the other basically. And so I got a call back about noon, and we had talked to the guy about 8 o'clock, and he's like, yeah, it's the throttle body, and it's going to be like a $900 part plus the labor, which honestly wasn't that bad. I don't mind paying for the labor because I know nothing about cars, and my dad doesn't know enough about Nissans to like fix my Nissan. So I was like, okay, let's go ahead and let's get it fixed. He's like, okay, we'll order the part, and then whenever it comes in, we'll get you scheduled in to get your car worked on. So then I was talking to my mom today, and I'm like, I'd really like it if they would call me tomorrow and say, hey, your car's ready, come get it, it's back to normal, drive it for another 100,000 miles and you'll be fine. Because I'm only at 59,000, so it shouldn't have been acting this way, but it is, and here we are. So then I'm thinking, realistically, it's going to be done Friday or Monday at the latest. Like Friday at the earliest, and then I'm thinking Monday. I don't want it to go into the weekend because, like, not that I'm doing anything, but it's just like, if I want to go places or go somewhere or whatever, I can't because I don't have a car, and I have to ask my mom. And like today I borrowed my mom's car to do my deliveries for work, but then I felt bad because I went 80 plus miles and I'm like racking them up on her car, and she's barely at 30,000, which, so it's like, it's all this. And I'm grateful that I have this class tonight, and I had my therapy session this morning, and that really helped because mainly what we talk about is like my ex and that whole situation, which I talked about enough on here, so watch my old vlogs and you'll find out. I don't go into too much detail because it's just, there's just some things I don't want to talk about, some things I can't talk about, just privacy, respect. I'm trying to be a better person, trying to not like hurt anyone's feelings, trying to not like get in any trouble with anyone, whatever. But we kind of talked about that, and that really helped this morning, just to like, because she reassured me, because she knows that I'm a social worker with a master's degree, and she's like, you deserve someone that's good for you, that'll help you, that'll push you, because she's like, you're in a really good place in your life, and you're ready to take the next step. You don't need someone that's going to hold you back and do this. And not so much talking about the ex, but talking about someone in general. And that kind of just gave me like this little of a push of like, okay, you can do this, you can get through this, you'll be fine. And she's like, it's going to take some time, and I'm shutting the door so we don't hear the train quite as loud, even though we probably will. Because the crossing is like right on the other side of the building, so they like to blow their horn to make sure everybody knows there's a train, because in case you couldn't hear it, there's a train. So whatever. But it was kind of nice to have that little talk with her, just to kind of like reassure me that like, I'm okay, I'm going to be okay. It's going to take some time, and I have to like get through my thoughts and redirect my thoughts and just kind of like put myself in a better frame of mind and not let these things weigh me down. And I kind of think talking to her has really helped me like not focus on like being upset or being overly emotional or like wallowing in my like own self-pity or whatever, because I find that I tend to do that a lot. And the biggest thing I told her was like, I first moved out and didn't have a chance to be on my own, and now I'm like starting over with that being on my own. And I'm like, I started to like force myself to be alone, where like I don't go to my parents' house, I stay home and do things and like try and fill the time and try to do something. And even if I go to bed early, like that's, I need that. And like I'm trying to just keep, what I mean, like get into the whole, I was going to be alone before and I'm alone now, so I need to like adjust to that. And just, it's one of those like, you need to be happy with yourself before you can be happy with anybody else. And that's kind of what I'm focusing on. But yeah, I need to get started on dinner so I can get started on my class, and then I can hang out afterward. Probably gonna watch Jeopardy later, because secretly I'm an 80-year-old woman inside this 24-and-a-half-year-old body, which is probably why my knees hurt. I'm just kidding. Oh my gosh, my knees don't hurt that bad. They crack a little bit, but they don't hurt that bad. It's my ankles that hurt. But anyway, thank you so much for watching and listening to me rant. If you have anything you'd like to share, comment down below. Don't forget you have to be nice, otherwise I'll delete your comment because I'm not here for the negativity. I provide enough of that. Definitely check out my other videos talking about makeup and my other vlogs and whatnot, and comment on those as well if there's anything you see that you like or don't like. I really appreciate all the love, so don't forget to like, share, and subscribe as well. And ring the notification bell so you get notified when I upload. It's typically every 3 days, but I found that sometimes the 3-day schedule, because it like just so happened that it was every 3 days I could do a video, it's starting to be a little overwhelming, and I've been thinking about doing some videos. I want to do some like fun stuff for October, but I'm not the most creative with makeup, so I don't know. We're going to see how that goes, how that plays out, what I decide I'm going to do. So stay tuned for that. I'm not sure if my videos are going to stay every 3 days, but I'm going to try. If not, just stay tuned for when I upload, because that's just how it's going to go and how it's going to be. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!